Yeah, g'day guys. Here we are for our first episode of Props to You. Our guest, Brad Webber, mate. Good to see you. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
And
here.
we're here in the notorious, the iconic Debacle.
Yeah, so this is the first flat you bought. I remember at the time it was pretty, well, no one wanted it. Yeah, because of the notoriety and all that. You guys jumped on it. It's worked out all right.
It's worked out very well. Yeah, it was great timing, really. Me and three other Chiefs lads had been putting money into a little syndicate account for probably about a year, 18 months. And we'd just sort of talked about, we're probably ready to pull trigger on buying something, whether it was something commercial or whatever. And then you rang me up and said,
Then it was meant to be.
the Debacle's good to go. It's going to be up for sale. And I was like, wow. So obviously I lived just across from it many moons ago, and so pitched it to the lads, and you sent through the details, and it was pretty much a no-brainer from there. I was obviously the nostalgia for me was real huge, but it's been a great investment ever since. So yeah, thanks for that phone call, mate.
Well, then on nostalgia, obviously you lived in the Complex Cross, and then you've gone ahead and bought one of those. So that was at the peak of the market at the time.
Yes.
But with the increases you're getting, it's still kind of working out there?
Yeah, pretty much. And I would think we'd had this place for about 5 years, so it was really cash positive, really. Anyway, so we were ready to make another splash, and so the one in the complex come up, and again you tugged on my nostalgia heartstrings there, Matty, because I obviously lived in that complex, and but it was good timing. We were ready to pull trigger again, and like you say, with the increase in rent most years, like it covers itself pretty well. So regardless of the downturn of the market, it's still doing us some good work there.
And you know, two in the hot zone. You've got one on Castle Street at the complex, and this one here, the Debacle in Cumberland Street. It is its own little buzz, isn't it? And you know, people can only imagine 1 year in it as flatters, but great investments for an owner.
Big time. I think long term, it's been real big for us. They've been two really to kickstart our little syndicate. It's been the perfect little investments for us. To the point now where I'm always like, well, should I go try buy one by myself if I can? But no, and I love personally being able to come down to Dunedin once or twice a year, come and see the lads, and
you give them a few tickets every year.
Yeah,
right?
get them a few tickets. Sometimes I drop off a few boxes of Spates Gold Medal Wow, and certainly all my teammates they froth it. None of these places they love talking about it. I've brought a few through in the past, and I've loved it too. So I guess on that side of thing, it's actually for us it's quite a cool thing to say we own.
And they're on the end of a mop for your entry into the flat today. They must have had a wee knees up. You would have had a few of those in your time in your scarfy life.
Well, yeah, I think that probably helps in that. I understand what it's like to be a student. I was one of these boys 10 years ago, and
still haven't grown up.
No, not really. I'm still hanging on to their youth, to be fair. And they look like they have a hell of a time. And to be honest, I really just want it. All of us in the syndicate, we want to encourage these boys to have as much fun as they can. That's what student life's all about, especially scarfy life. So, we don't want to be one of those landlords that is getting stuck into them or not
forgetting what it was like.
Yeah, forgetting what it was like, and as long as they're having fun. And but to be fair, it looks like this sometimes, but I feel like they do love it as much as we do. So we're happy for them to have as much fun as
do you miss that smell?
It's
been a while. It has been a while, but no, I don't. I miss the people. I miss the times down here, but not sure if I miss the place so much.
Yeah. Now you mentioned your investment side. You may be keen to invest again. Have you got other investments around the country, not just in Dunedin?
Yep, got a couple in Hamilton. That was my first home. It's a no-brainer, being where I live, and that's been really good. I helped my sister into her first home in Hawke's Bay as well. Obviously, with the cyclone not so long ago, that was a bit scary. All the phone lines and stuff were down. She managed to get a text out to her family saying, "Oh, we've been evacuated from the house." So I'm freaking out, and then you don't hear anything for a day, 2 days. So you sort of wonder, you're seeing all the pictures on the news and stuff, not sure what's going on. Luckily, she got into contact and said, "We're fine," and the whole her whole subdivision, her whole street was flooded, but some miracle, obviously the house was just built up on enough of a elevation that the water was all around the house but didn't get inside.
So how long were you in the dark there for?
Probably 2 days. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm emailing insurance people, making sure that
they're not getting back to you.
Not real quick. I'm low-key freaking out, but to be honest, just glad that my sister and my mates were healthy and alive more than anything. So it was just nice to hear from my sister to say she's all right, to be fair. So.
And in this day and age with technology, 2 days without contacts, that's pretty, especially in a time like that, that's a lot.
Yeah, she reckons it was literally like the zombie. They were just waiting for the zombies to turn up. All the bridges were gone, so there's no roads in and out of Napier, no power. She reckons that there were lines for fuel. They weren't allowing people to get fuel other than emergency services, which is fair enough. So she had her gas bottle stolen outside of her house because people were after gas. It just got a bit feral, to be fair.
Start looking in the garden shed for what's your weapon? Eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how would your investments in Dunedin compare to the ones you've got around the country then?
They've definitely been way better in general. Certainly with obviously the quality of the houses, obviously it's student property, so I understand that, but in terms of the return that you get, it's just been far and away the best investment that we've made.
As long as you don't have to see it every day.
Yeah. So that's why I appreciate you guys, especially you, AJ. It's you guys are godsend. You don't have to do much, to be fair, but just provide the money. So look, again, compared to everything else, it's been just so much better. If I was going to invest, really, this is probably one of the first places I'd look, if I'm honest. Yeah.
Onto footy.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys obviously having a bloody good year this year.
Started good.
Yeah, so what do you think the differences are this year compared to sort of last couple of years?
I think we've got consistency of our squad. I think time together really helps. It was only 2 or 3 years ago that we lost every single game in Super Rugby Aotearoa, so it's been a pretty quick shift. But I think you're seeing a lot of, you know what you're going to get out of Brodie Retallick, Sam Cane. They do what they do every week. It was those middle tier guys who'd been around for a few years that we really needed to step up, and a lot of those guys were thrown in the deep end back when we were losing those games. They were 20, 19, 20, 21 year olds. Now they're 23, played 40 Super Rugby games.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And they're really starting to step up. You're seeing obviously Samasoni Tokiaho is probably one of the best players in the country. Sean Stevenson and Moni Narawa, these guys who were good but inconsistent players now are consistently playing well and helping our team big time. And then obviously we throw in big Jim, Damien McKenzie back in the mix, come back from Japan after last year. He's clearly made a huge difference for us. So I think just the stars are kind of all aligning at the same time.
So more like continuity.
Continuity, definitely. Yeah. There's we might be getting into a bit of the nitty gritty, but there's this they employed these people that kind of look from the outside in around, and all their stuff is about relationships in teams. Yeah. And their big thing is how many games have each player played with each other, and consistently over the last few years the Crusaders have been had the highest consistency rating,
because their combinations are always the same.
Yeah, they've been the same. And then so you look at our team this year and we're really high in that regard as well. I've probably played 70 or 80 games with Damien McKenzie at his 9 and 10. He's played a lot with Anton Leonard-Brown, Sam Cane, Brodie Retallick, and then I talked about all those young guys playing sort of 40 Super Rugby games. They've played it all together. So you've got to try and find the right balance between rotation and obviously building your combinations, so some people maybe go a little bit too far with the rotation policy and don't get to build that big time
continuity then.
And I think you can't just bring in a whole heap of superstar players and expect it to happen
Straight
right away.
away.
And it does in rugby, especially. It's probably one of the purest team sports in the world.
Well, when the Highlanders did it years ago, team on paper was unreal, but
exactly, you're exactly right.
It doesn't work.
And obviously, there's game plan stuff around that we've changed this year. We've got a new attack shape that Roger Randall's brought in, which has helped. It suits our style of our team profile, I guess. And I guess like I said, it's because the stars are all aligning, but boys are playing well. So
yeah, it's awesome, and so you left Dunedin a scarfie, and then went up north to the Tron.
Yes.
And over 100 games for the Chiefs, mate. Then you made the ABs 2015. So yeah, a great move for you.
Yeah, it was huge. I love my time in Dunedin. Four of the best years that I had down here. Like I said, lived on Castle Street so many times out at Shark Park.
Yeah.
Maddie, it was where I met you and the fam. It was just great times. But I think my move up to Hamilton that really suited my rugby. I think I loved my time here, but it probably wasn't right for me at the time. To be fair, I wasn't playing that well, but also I just think the style of play that we played up at the Chiefs really suited me down to the ground. And
well, you got a hat-trick first game for Waikato.
that definitely. Well, that's the funny thing. Like, I got dropped from Otago.
Yeah.
I think I was just studying, and then I got a phone call from the Chiefs guys asking if I'd be willing to move up to play for Waikato. So I went up halfway through the season, played 2 games, and then Dave Rennie was round at my house in Hamilton offering me a Chiefs contract.
Yeah,
And I've been there ever since. That was 10 years ago now. So
fruitful.
yeah, so it was a huge move for me, and I love Hamilton. I know it gets a bad rap around the country, but it is a great place to live. And obviously, I'm very lucky. I get to go to work with 40 of my best mates every day, so that makes things pretty easy.
Those relationships, those combos, yeah,
exactly,
big time. Hey, with those tries, your hat trick on debut. We've seen a couple try celebrations, mate.
Yeah.
Now you got a nickname, the janitor. So where did that come from?
So that is a self-given nickname. I'm gonna be honest, and it hasn't stuck at all. and honestly, it came about. I think it was some game we were playing. Might have been against the Crusaders, the Highlanders, and heaps of the forwards were missing a lot of tackles. And I was coming in and cleaning up, right? I was coming in and cleaning up, and one of our coaches said that in the review. He's like, "Look, like having a crack at the forwards. Look, your halfback is cleaning up after all you boys." So I was like, "Yeah, boys, just call me the janitor." And so I was rolling around, calling myself the janitor, even doing try celebrations like I'm sweeping the floor, but it didn't stick. No one has called me out.
So you go back to the shark fin.
So I just stick to the shark fin now, and
Actually, on that, just the Sharks haven't won since you left. Is that a coincidence?
I don't know. I don't know. It's that year that we had was pretty special, to be fair. When you look back at some of the players we had in there, Gareth Evans at number 8, and Sam Anderson here, that was just phenomenal, and then the rest of the lads. So it was, we had a pretty special team. So it takes a special, a good combination of players to win a club championship down here. It's hard to do. So. No, still got confidence. The Sharks will get back there.
Who did you hate playing in club rugby? No, individuals and teams. Go on. You got a thing on what team?
Southern were always pretty grubby, especially when I remember one of my first Prem games. It was like Case Muse and Warren Moffat in the front row. Tom Franklin, those sorts of guys, they would always pick on me. Any chance they got to get the little man. Playing out at Tyree was always tough, pretty hostile crowd out there, but had 1 or 2 good wins out there, but a few losses to those boys. We had a good rivalry actually with them for
you would have been screaming at them in the crowd.
Yeah, you're probably the one that I remember most. That was yelling abuse at them. Who's that little midget that someone get that?
Oh yeah.
But no, those ones were particularly good battles, especially our 2 finals. Obviously, Cosy Parker hitting that penalty on full time in 2012, and then missing the drop goal in 2013 to give us our one. So 1-1, I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, plenty of good battles down there, man.
And we haven't seen a try celebration of something that I've seen a little bit of it. You're DJing. When are you going to get the mic out, mate? every second man in Dunedin at Otago Uni seems to be a DJ these days. So
yeah, I was before my time, wasn't I, AJ? I would have really killed it down here, I think, if that was around. I seen the DJ decks are up here with the Debacle boys. So, to be honest, that was just pure chance, that sort of stuff. I always kind of dabbled in it like any bedroom DJ does down here. And then George FM just challenged me to, when I was in MIQ, in lockdown, they challenged me to, when I get out, to do a 10-minute hot set live on air. So I couldn't say no, I wanted to, but did it, and it was one of the most nervous-wracking things I've ever done, but loved it to the point where I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep chipping away here. And then I met Netsky at R&V later that year. Kind of knew his manager Josh, who had spent a lot of time in Dunedin as well. He was a year below me, but then like a month later, he rings me up. He's like, hey Webby, it's Josh, Netsky's manager. Keen for you to open for Netsky.
unbelievable, eh?
At Spark Arena. I was like, because I didn't actually have his number. I was like, off, like, so I was like, this is one of the boys stitching me up.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, we think it would be chat if you'd open for him. And like, I'd only really been seriously doing it for probably a couple of months. Didn't really know exactly what I was doing. And I was like, there'd be so many DJs out there that would kill for this opportunity. And here's, we've been doing it for a couple of months just because he's a rugby player.
And a top-end commentator as well.
And that too, of course. Gets to open for Netsky. So I was like, I'll get back to you. I talked to some of the Chiefs boys and they're like, you have to do it. You got to. So said, I'd do it. And then, went up and opened for Netsky at Spark Arena. And that was like, I still get nervous before rugby games, but nothing will compare to the nerves that I felt up on those decks. Very out of my comfort zone, but it was a cool buzz, man, and got to hang out with a lot of the artists afterwards for a little after party. So it was all pretty worth it. It was pretty cool.
And you mentioned R&B, mate. You're a veteran.
Like yourself.
But you also DJ'd there. You got the opportunity of main stage.
Yeah, main stage, just in between a couple of acts. I think the R&B guys, or I think it might have been helped by you and Ant, potentially might have helped me get that gig. But jumped on for a couple of tracks. Anton Leonard-Brown come up, was my hype man for around 10 minutes. I think Ant Neatle suggested a song that I started playing and it didn't really fell real flat, which is typical. So I pivoted pretty quickly to what I knew, and it got the crowd going. And
it wasn't Murder on the Dance Floor.
It was, yeah. I don't know why I listened to him. It was a cool buzz, and mate, done like 10 or 11 R&Bs now, and I think that's going to be me. I think
you'd almost get a blazer for that, eh?
You'd think so. I think I put that much of my hard-earned money into R&B, but it's been worth every penny. So, but I think that's me. I think I'm hanging it up for now.
Speaking of ALB's, playing his 100th tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, big occasion.
Yeah, huge. He's been on 99 not out for a while. He played 99 our first round game and then got injured and has been out for 2.5 months. So good to have him back. I'm sure he's pretty happy that he's playing his 100th in Dunedin. We hopefully have a good win and then celebrate pretty hard afterwards. Want to see you boys at Vault.
Yeah.
Mate, what else tickles your fancy in your spare time? A bit of DJing here and there, but more of a hobby. But what else, mate?
Big into my golf, mate.
Yeah.
Me and the boys play a lot of golf. We've got about 20 in the Chiefs that all play, so we got a good few.
Who's number one?
It's pretty hotly contested between me, Damien, and Bryn Gatlin. We're all pretty similar.
So it's goal kickers, right?
Yeah, definitely the goal kickers.
Yeah.
Damo on his day is pretty red hot. I'm probably the more consistent one, and then Bryn is probably pretty similar. But we have good matchups actually. We've had we've had a good matchup at my home club at Tiiki a year or so ago.
Have to come back up, mate.
Yeah, big time.
And what's the index like these days?
Yeah, I'm down to a 4 at the moment. Yeah, so
giving me a few shots.
It's tough.
Giving Maddie about 20.
Thanks for that.
But is that not the great thing about golf? Like,
Yeah.
I think me and Damien were playing against Luke Jacobson and Anton Leonard-Brown the other day, and we were even par. Me and Damien were both even par after 9, and we were 3 down to Anton and Damien. It's just like, what do you do? So Yeah, Matty, you might toes me up. Might be good time to play me for money, mate. It's really hard to play to a 4.
And obviously, must be always big playing Aerosmith.
Yeah, every time. I mean, 9s don't often come together much. Like we don't like.
Must be chirping around the scrum.
Yeah,
right?
there's a bit of chat around. We've had a few battles in the past, but yeah, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've actually tackled Nuggy, and probably the same vice versa. But like he's the best, and
Might be your last time playing against him, so yeah.
Probably will be.
Yeah,
Probably will be my last time playing against Nuggy. So yeah, try and cherish that. It'd be good and great being under the roof. Might be probably my last time under the roof as well. Now that I think about it, so. Yeah, like he's you run out of superlatives to talk about Nuggy. He's just been the best 9 and changed the game. And to be honest, I owe a lot to him because when he come along and changed the way that teams started picking 9s, like it was always sort of big 9s before him. He changed the game and gave me a chance to. So maybe if he didn't come along, I might not be a professional rugby player, let alone an All Black. So
we still need to have that running game around the ruck and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're talking last game. What's the plans, mate? You're heading off, eh?
Yeah, so I can't tell you where I'm going exactly, but this will be my last year in New Zealand. So yeah, a bit sad, but excited for something different. Been at the Chiefs for 10 years, so hopefully try and make that World Cup squad and then ride off into the sunset somewhere.
Well, given the Highlanders are most likely out of it this year, we sort of hope you come out with a win at the end of it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks, Matty.
But mate, yeah, thanks for everything, and thanks for coming along today. It's been awesome, and yeah, good to have you in the flat, and see that it's the Scarfy life is still running red hot.
No, it's great. Thanks for having me on, and thanks to you boys too for help our property portfolio chip along. Both of you have had a huge input into both of it, so appreciate you guys.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Cheers, bro.